We saw him tweeting that. It was we didn't even expect it.
Ripio has established itself to fulfill the demand for credit, both for those who don't have access to it and also to compete with the interest rates and banking fees of traditional credit markets. Globally, the vast majority of people do not have access to credit, and many of those same people don't have bank accounts. By creating an ERC20 token and smart contracts on the Ethereum network, they have devised an incentive structure which is a complete solution for providing credit to anybody, from the lender to the borrower to the consigner. Participants transact in their RCN token, but fiat currency is provided to the end user, who doesn't necessarily know that the loan is backed by crypto. After receiving VC funding from Tim Draper among others, they then raised $68 million in their token sale. They reached over 150,000 registered users in early 2018. Crypto Crusades traveled to the financial district of Buenos Aires to speak to Sebastian, the founder and the CEO of Ripio, and Luciana, the compliance officer.
I started coding at 8, and I'm from a small town in the Patagonia.
I am a pharmacist, but I've been working in technology since the last maybe 10 years. Also, my first job was teaching internet, so I've been in contact with technology since I was young.
And before Ripio, we were working together in a consulting firm doing software development. And then in 2012, beginning of 2013, I saw Bitcoin for the first time, and it was kind of like a deja vu with the internet. It's like the internet again, but for value. And at the time, there were currency controls in Argentina. It was very difficult to even for us to charge clients abroad. I don't know, we got excited and decided to start working on this. And it was clear that the first thing that had to be done was to help people get access to the network.
What was the inspiration for this particular project?
We were working with other payment processors before with the consulting firm, and so on an initial approach we say, okay, well, let's all help people charge clients abroad. That at that time was very difficult because of the capital control. Then after a year of just doing payment processing, we realized like there was no one paying in Bitcoin. We got a lot of people paying our merchants using credit cards and traditional forms of payment, and our merchants did convert a lot to Bitcoin at that time. And we had the issue that we have more people selling Bitcoin locally than people buying it, and we decided, well, we're missing the other piece. There is no one building a good wallet, so that's what inspired us to build the wallet and to make it more broad, the access. And that was the thing that started to grow more, and we shift all our focus into the wallet in the last 2 years.
So you went from, how did you go from providing a Bitcoin wallet to running an ICO?
And the wallet is still the main product. With the wallet we build that first infrastructure layer, and then on top of that we'll start building more services that are using the blockchain technology. The first one that we realized that was important and that will benefit people is to start building access to credit. We initially began just lending ourselves to our users from the information that we had on the wallet, but it was always the idea to build that product natively in the blockchain. RCN network that has a token started as a thesis that what is going to be the next phase is that everything that was a contract before on paper will become a smart contract. Connecting lenders and borrowers globally will reduce a lot of the intermediation that there is right now and give access to people to create a much lower interest rates, and for some people just access to credit for the first time. So this product works as when one of our users gets access to the credit service from the wallet, they can request an amount of pesos from the wallet, like a traditional form, like they will just say how many pesos they want and how much interest rates they're willing to pay. And what is happening on the background is that we create a smart contract that represents the application or request for credit, and that gets published on the network. And then we have lenders all over the world that can say, well, I will be willing to lend that capital, and then that can become completely peer-to-peer and global at the same time. And there is a lot of other challenges that we're also solving, but we think like many of these things are going to start emerging into on top of this technology, and it will reduce the cost to access to financial services.
How far along are you before people are actually making loans to other people?
But there has been hundreds of loans already in the network. And our challenge now is scale it more inside our user base. We have more than 200,000 users in Ripio, and also start integrating other wallets globally and more exchanges, so that this becomes a truly global and large network. We're more concerned now on growing the company regionally, cover more countries. We're currently in Argentina and Brazil. We're about to launch in Mexico and Colombia.
When you were building that product, did you have South American society in mind, or did you always want your product to kind of be, used globally?
So what we think is going to be best of the network is we can allow access to credit from people from emerging markets that currently pay huge interest rates, and connect them with lenders that are from developed countries that they get low interest rates when they lend. And by doing that, if we and reducing the cost of not only intermediation but also transfer of capital globally, which is something that is very easy to do with crypto, then we can make something that is a lot more beneficial for both parties, the lender and the borrower. By reducing cost, we can also bring a lot more people into the online economy. If you look at South America or Africa, more than half of the population doesn't have access to banking. If through technology we lower the cost to provide service, we can cover more people, because we can cover the cost of acquiring that user and make it beneficial and economically feasible.
So what are your hopes for your project and other blockchain projects in South America? What's the ideal situation?
So what we will continue working and hope more people join us is that we cover most of the population, get access to the online economy. So maybe people never get banked, they are currently considered unbanked, maybe they never bank and they just have crypto wallets. There are many other projects that could be built on blockchain, thinking on the needs of people, and there's going to be a lot of innovation. It's a really interesting time.
And do you think that Argentina in particular, because of what happened in 2001, people are more open to new technologies such as cryptocurrency, such as blockchain?
Yeah, I think that.
So, for example, I'm 36. I saw 3 economic collapses, 2 rebasements of the currency, like completely changed the name. They stopped printing one money and started printing another one and rebase the entire economy. There are so many times that so many bad cycles. It makes a lot more sense the value proposition of Bitcoin to an Argentinian than someone from another country. And I think it shows, for being such a small country that is not like a known country for unicorns, and we do have a lot of blockchain companies that are very important in the space, old. In Buenos Aires, I think there are more than 30 startups that are Bitcoin or blockchain related, and some of them are some of the most important projects in the space.
Because of what you just said, generally people involved in this ecosystem in South America and Argentina are more ideological.
Argentinians know a lot about value and a lot how to move during inflation because of all our history, and that also reflects on why it's easier to get what this technology is about. Value proposition of Bitcoin of being a store of value that is global, that has a fixed amount that is going to be issued. Saying like there's ever going to be more than 21 million Bitcoins resonates a lot, because our governments are known for printing just to finance itself and creates a huge cost for the society. So I think it comes from that understanding.
Could either or both of you share a personal experience from one of the 3 episodes of inflation or financial instability of Argentina?
Well, I remember when I was very, very child, is my family having to stop buying stuff because they were one day one price and the other day was the double price. I remember people on streets and new currency that they launched that was called Patacon.
When I was a kid, the crisis in the '89, there was not only inflation, there was hyperinflation. So during a hyperinflation, prices will fluctuate during the day. People will reprice things in the same day. So I remember that when my father and my mother they got paid, they went immediately to buy things into the stores, and so when you got paid, you just rushed from the bank to the supermarket just to buy groceries before it deflated.
And also before they get run out of stock, because many people doing the same.
Yeah.
It's scary.
What's the incentive for somebody that's taken a loan on your network to pay back?
The loans are unsecured, the initial ones at least. And the borrower, when they take the loan to do it in our network, they also require a cosigner. The wallet will issue the smart contract, and right now that is cosigned by us, but it could be other entities. And a cosigner basically what it's doing is ensuring that contract, because they are a local entity that can collect in case that the borrower defaults. As we're building a global network, if we have a lender from South Korea lending to an Argentinian, and the borrower in Argentina defaults, for someone in Asia will be very difficult to collect. Like, not only because of it will cost a lot of money, also how all the knowledge to just how to do it legally will be very difficult. But in every jurisdiction there are companies that are already doing collection, that already or insurance companies that know how to handle the local risk. So the cosigner charges a fee to sign together with a borrower. If the borrower defaults, that cosigner pays the loan to the lender, and then it owns the loan and can go and collect to the borrower. So basically, the lender doesn't have to assess each individual borrower. They only need to trust the cosigner, and that is just one entity to evaluate when they are lending, and can be an institution that builds a reputation.
How about your office in Venezuela? Is it difficult to have a remote subsidiary in Venezuela? What's the situation there?
We have like 12 people there. Well, the situation there for people is sometimes very difficult.
As she mentioned, sometimes they had to work from home because there are things that are happening in the streets, or like that it's not safe to go to the office, or sometimes they don't go back to their homes because of something. So there are also things that get into the reality. What is nice for them is that we can pay really good salaries for what an average person in Venezuela can make, and they have a much better situation than the average person in Caracas.
And there is no problem of actually paying people?
Oh, we pay them in crypto.
Are there companies in Argentina or basically in South America who are outsourcing from Venezuela and paying them in Bitcoin or crypto?
I think we are one of the few companies that are paying their staff in Bitcoin or crypto in Venezuela.
What are you paying them in? And is it in Bitcoin or ERC20 token?
We are paying them in Bitcoin
Yeah.
right now, but we are considering switching to maybe a privacy coin like Zcash or.
Does the fluctuating value of Bitcoin make it difficult for you and the people on the other side?
Their currency deflates so much on daily basis that Bitcoin is so much better.
Can you just describe what the crypto kitties was, and how your experience was since you were doing the ICO at the same time?
So, well, the CryptoKitties is the first project that uses massively a token that is non-fungible. So they created these small characters that represent kitties, and these are all like works of art that each kitty has different characteristics and colors and body types, and people can collect them, and you can breed them together. And during the weeks that it launched, it really exhausted all the capacity of the Etherum network, and we were launching the first loans at the same time. So the network became very unreliable during that time, and our initial version had many steps from the origination to lending to the user, and that required a lot of transactions in the network.
Do you have any CryptoKitties? Did you buy any CryptoKitties for yourself?
I never bought any CryptoKitties.
No.
We are fans of Decentraland.
But what I know about CryptoKitty is that you can also raise a new CryptoKitty if you have two CryptoKitties.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe that's an idea for the wallet. If you have two wallets, it can create an extra wallet. They can breed.
Breeding wallet.
But also you can create maybe bat with some illness and kill all the CryptoKitties. I don't know.
We are fans of Decentraland, which is another Argentinian project. The company does have a parcel in Decentraland, so we will eventually do something together.
Do you know that McAfee is advertising your coin?
Yeah, we saw him tweeting that. It was we didn't even expect it.
So you happy about it, or you?
Well, I don't know. I'm happy about the mention, but you know, it's like
It's a very eccentric character.
Yeah.
So and we didn't even reach out to him. It's nice that there is a lot of really good people backing our project. We have people like Tim Draper backing the company and other really well-known and respected investors.
And why is it that Tim Draper invested in Ripio?
When we started the company, I was in San Francisco and she was here. I hear that the son of Tim, Adam, who was launching an accelerator. So we were one of the first companies that got into the accelerator that was Bitcoin. During that time, going through the accelerator, Tim, the father of Adam, went several times, and talking, he became one of our mentors during the program. After explaining a lot why it was important for Argentina, he clicked on Bitcoin, and not only became one of our investors, he also got really excited about Bitcoin during that time.
So you're the reason that Tim Draper bought Bitcoin initially?
So he knew already about Bitcoin before investing in us, but he got really excited with us. And Tim says is that he clicked on why it's important, and then after that he bought a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, how many has he got now?
What we know is that he won one of the auctions from the government after from what it was confiscated from Silk Road. That is at least 16,000 Bitcoins or 13,000 Bitcoins, something like that. And he bought them very cheap.
What do your families think about your project now?
My family is very excited about seeing myself in the newspapers. They asked me to not be in the crime section, but